Hi, welcome to Robert Bruton TV. I'm your host, Robert Bruton. And I had done a podcast today that was uh, your life being like a shattered piece of glass. I think everybody can say at some point in time in their life, whether now or in the past, you've gone through something where it just seems like it's just shattered your life. I did about a year ago. It won't be wasn't the first time in my life that something like that's happened, but certainly I hope it's the last. But let's be real, things happen in our lives that can cause all kinds of problems. You can be a loss of a relationship, loss of a job, health, bad health can come our way, and it really boils down to this. And I've learned this over the last year, and I'm holding on to it for, well, I don't want to say dear life, but you really almost have to whenever you're going through stuff like this. So there is, even if you're going through this is not a sad video. This is a happy video. This is something that I'm hope will give hope, okay? Because I've had to bootstrap, just like a lot of other people have had to bootstrap their way through with not any, support. Well, I can't say that I have had wonderful support from my family. I've had wonderful support from close friends, and but for the most part, you kind of get in those places where you feel alone. Even when people around you are being sweet and wonderful and happy, you still feel like your life's shattered and it's just, you feel like crap. So when you look at it like a pane of window or a beautiful glass has fallen down on the floor, okay, it's shattered everywhere. That's our life. It's just shattered everywhere. Here's the way that I've come to learn to look at this. It's that pane of glass can be swept up, or the glass can be swept up, cleaned up, and thrown away. Obviously, there is a reason. If everything in our life happens for a reason, then there was a reason that this happened. Okay, it may not be one that we like, and certainly I have been down that road where it's been stuff that I damn sure didn't want it, but I got it. Okay, and we go through stuff like that. It's God moving things through our life so that He can readjust and say, no, this is not the way you're supposed to go. This is not your destiny. This is. And you have to be open to that. And sometimes when it's something that you really didn't think you wanted, okay, something where you're going, damn it, I don't want to lose this person. I don't want to lose this job. I don't want to lose whatever it is you've lost that is shattering to your life. Then you sit there and you go, wait a minute, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready to go through that. But yet you have to, and you do, and you can get yourself in a dark place where, alternatives are ugly. Okay, but don't. Okay, so my point is that when you clean up this broken glass, the shattered part of our life, you throw that away. And what I mean by throwing it away is you got to let it go. Okay, and it's going to be hard. Sometimes, people at my church and my pastor and my sister even, they'll always tell me, you've got to let things go. You've got to let this go. And you get in a tug of war with God. Everybody says you need to let it go to God. And so you get in this tug of war and you're saying, I'm not ready to let go. I'm not ready to let go. And God's telling you, wait a minute, let go and let me open up and let you see what I have for you. And we as humans tend to, through conditioning in our lives for all of our lives, tend to hang on to stuff that we just simply need to let go. And it's easier said than done, and I get that. I go through it a lot, almost on a daily basis. I'm having to say, no, let it go, let it go, let it go. And it gets easier, but it doesn't mean there's not hard days. It doesn't mean, so I said this in the podcast, and I thought this was pretty pretty dead on with what you go through when you're letting go and your life shattered and those pieces are all over the floor and you think you've got it all swept up, and a month from now you come in and you just cut the heck out of your foot because there's a shard of glass from that broken glass. And that's okay. Okay, you've gone a month without having to go, so the next time's going to go out even further. So each time that you go through these things, those pieces of glass that you find on the floor that you step on either don't cut as deep, or you just pull them out of your foot and go, oh, okay, throw it in the trash, it's done, and you move on. It doesn't, it gets easier every time. There's not as much glass on the floor, so therefore you're not reliving that as much as you were. And it's holding true for me, but I have to admit there are days, I will freely admit, there are days when I have real difficulty with that. So it does take some time, and old paradigms, you've got to break them. Those old nasty thoughts, you got to break them. You got to let them go, and you can't live in the past. You can't. If you keep looking in the rearview mirror, you're going to wreck your car. Okay, so and what's beautiful now, let's go back to my glass metaphor here, is as we've cleaned up the glass, now we're putting a brand new piece of glass in that window. Okay, that window is going to have brand new glass in it, and when you look through, if you've ever gotten your glass replaced and the guy cleans it all up and it's beautiful, there's not a blemish, not a scratch, no weather, no nothing. It really looks clear and beautiful out in front of you. And that's the way you have to look at the piece of glass that's going to get replaced with the shattered piece of glass that was your life. Okay, when you change and accept this new piece of glass, then everything is going to get much, much better. And you're going to go, wow, what a beautiful view. Okay, or if you broke a glass, sometimes that glass, when you open up a brand new set of glasses and you look at them and go, oh wow, and then in the store they look beautiful. And a year from now, they're a little foggy. They've got, they got water spots and they got this and that on them. And if you break one, no big deal. Okay, you just replace it. And that's what we're talking about, is replacing that shattered piece of glass, the shattered portion of our life, for a new one. And that's not to say that you won't step on the glass every now and again, that you didn't clean it completely up, but you got most of it. And if you just step on it every now and again, okay, what happens? Nobody's perfect. You can't clean up everything. You can't get something totally spotless, especially when there's little teeny weeny shards of glass around. You're always going to be running into that. So, sometimes you have to take a vacuum cleaner to your glass, a vacuum cleaner to your life, and suck all that crap out and throw it out with the bag, and you can do that, and there is hope. And sometimes when you feel like there's no hope, just hold on. Just grab the rope and hold on. Just grab something and hold on. And it may not pass as quickly as you want it to, and it may bring some discomfort, some pain, some crying. And I know for me that I've seen several things this Christmas that have honestly made me cry. And you just like, damn. I want that sort of thing in my life. I would like to have that. And for whatever reason, it's your life. God just not ready for you to have that part of your life yet. You have to learn to accept and work through this pain and be okay. And then you can move on to the next step, the next season of your life. You got to learn to walk in the snowshoes before you can get through the entire winter. Okay, so and you keep falling down and stumbling, and you keep putting on the snowshoes, and you keep trying and trying and trying until one day you can cross out across with the snowshoes on, and everything's cool. You can go way out, come way back to your cabin, and everything's okay. So you have to complete certain things in your life and complete certain tasks in order to move on to the next thing. Without doing so, if you carried out, if you need snowshoes to walk out in really deep snow and you were somewhere that required that, if you went out in just your snow boots and you didn't have your snowshoes, first off, you're not going to get very far. Second of all, you may get far enough that you can't get back, and you're going to, and that's not a good thing. Okay. So we have to complete these tasks in front of us and learn to do the things that are before us before we can really, and sometimes before we can really move forward, and sometimes that's really hard to do because you're like, I'm tired, I want to move forward, and that's not where you're supposed to be. You say, okay, I've accepted that, I'm okay with that, and God, what comes next is totally in your hands, okay? And you just kind of put it out there and you wait, and it will come to you, it will come to you. So I really encourage you to go. I'll put a link to the podcast on the description below. And if you have things that you've gone through and your life seems shattered and you feel like you want to share that in the comment section and share what you did to make your life a little bit better, please, please, please feel comfortable to do so. If you need prayer or you need have a question or you want to share with me privately, you can go to my website, hit the contact us button, and those emails in the little email form, those emails come to me directly, and I do respond to everybody, and I'm happy to do so. So I'll even know on my little smartwatch when you email me, so it'll signal me, and I will pretty much drop what I'm doing to go look at it and see what I can do, and I may email you back and tell you, let me ponder that a minute, and I'll get right back to you. And I always do. I never forget to discuss and talk with folks that are nice enough to listen to our vlog and also to listen to our podcast. And you can also get to my website down below. There'll be a link for you to go, robertbruton.com, and so it will it'll take you right, and I got all kinds of cool and fun stuff there for you to look at and read, and lots of resources that I use. So just know that if your life is shattered, if he's like, and it's a piece of glass, guess what? When you're sweeping up, that's you doing something to clean up that mess. Okay, clean up that mess. Okay. And then you throw it away. That's giving it to God. That's giving it to your higher power. That's giving it to the universe and saying, I'm done with that. It's over. Bye. Have a nice day. And if you step on a shard later down the road, don't look at it as a setback. Look at it as, oh, I missed that piece. Okay. Was there something there that I needed to get around in my noodle that I did? Is there something there that I needed to pay attention to and didn't before I just try to let this go? Okay. If not, then just throw it in the trash. Let it go. If it's a little bitty sliver and you can pull it out of you like a sticker, just pitch it out. Bye. Have a nice day. Okay. So, and then go to your glass. Go look forward. In meditation, that's the best way to do it. Look forward. Look in your mind's eye and see that beautiful life that you want out in front of you. Okay, and focus on that for a little while. Get yourself back in that place where you're seeing through that crystal clear piece of glass. Okay, and you can do that in your mind's eye during meditation. Okay, so if you're not meditating, hey, go to my website because I got all kinds of stuff there about it. All right, you need to meditate. Meditation is so important. I cannot begin to tell you how much that's changed my life. All right, so use the meditation, use your breathing, and use those things to get out of a bad place. All right, so we're going to kind of tie this up now. I try to keep everything to about 15 to 20 minutes, and we're kind of in between that. So I want to tell you that everything that we talk about and stuff is in the description, so open up the little description. If you like the video, I am very honored for you to put the thumbs up, okay, and subscribe to our channel, okay? Subscribe, stay there. If for some reason it's not you anymore, then unsubscribe. But for now, subscribe, and let's get to know each other, and let's follow that journey together, okay? And that's what I'm here to do, is to share that experience. You'll hear it, and some of you will know where this comes from. Share your experience, strength, and hope. Okay? Some of you guys will know where that comes from. Share your experience, strength, and hope. Okay? All right, well, let's tie this up. This is Robert Bruton TV. I am Robert Bruton, and thank you, and God bless you, and we will talk again real soon.